5 of these guys have started all 10 games this year.
Yeah, and all of them have scored in double figures on average as well. You know, one of the things I like about Oklahoma's team is they're getting this season into close to conference play is that they can score the ball from so many different positions. And even with Jelon Hornbeek out with that foot injury tonight, it's going to be interesting to see the guys coming off the bench.
Final talking point before the tip, and here's Jessica.
Yeah, Bob, Jordan Woodard really racking up the honors this week. In addition to that Big 12 Newcomer of the Week award, he was named the National Freshman of the Week this week. I asked him what that all meant to him, and he said it was humbling and very unexpected, but that it makes him really want to work harder so that maybe he can win it again. I also asked him what he took away from that Tulsa game, and he said that it really showed him how important it is for him to stay in attack mode. When he does that, it opens things up for his teammates, and that's going to be big for this team down the stretch. But some big-time recognition for the Sooners freshman point guard, Bob.
And a big-time shot by Cameron Clark, who drills it. I love the fact, by the way, maybe this is a little thing. I love the fact that Ryan Spangler won the opening tip. That means he was able to get up off the floor pretty well.
Yeah, when you're a big guy playing at the jump ball, and I've got a little experience playing jump ball, it's always nice when you actually win it. Now, unfortunately, I didn't win many of those.
We'll get to our keys to the game momentarily. Sooners forcing the turnover. Cameron Clark a little long. Isaiah Cousins crashing the offensive board. Buddy Hield a miss. And then coming up with it, Buddy, after a touch by Spangler. Hield baseline left for nothing, Oklahoma. Let's have a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by U.S. Fleet Tracking.
Well, Reger Dowell, you know, the kid from OSU, transferred from OSU, he is averaging almost 22, a little over 22 points a game. He's only shooting the ball 41% from the field, so he's going to put up a bunch of shots to get those points. And then the second point is this game is one of the final tune-ups getting ready for conference play. The Sooners play tonight, then they turn around and go to Houston, and then one more game against Louisiana Tech before the season starts in conference.
Reger Dowell short with the 3. Cousins switches it. Woodard for 3. Off to the right. Great rebound, Spangler. Officials say play on. Spangler underneath. And it looks like Cameron Clark was fouled before the shot. But great intensity at the offensive end on that glass.
Well, that's kind of what we're getting used to seeing from this Sooner club. They're relentless. They go after every ball. There's times when you have teams on offense where it looks like every ball's going in. And this Sooner team this year is doing so well on getting lots of points on the board.
Oklahoma gets another chance. Buddy Hield has 5. Oklahoma by 7. What a good start. And I talked to Lon Kruger about an hour ago. We had a chance to sit down for a few minutes in the quiet of the arena, and he said he thinks his team is turning the corner defensively. They haven't had the closeout games real strong. They did a bit against Tulsa on Saturday, but he thinks they're getting better every time out.
Well, they had lots of room for improvement, as you and I know from early on in the year. They were just terrible transition defense early in the year. Now they're starting to get consistent how they're defending the basketball.
First OU turnover as Buddy Hield was looking to feed Spangler underneath. Transition basket, a banker goes in, and that's Reger Dowell. 1 point a game for Oklahoma State his first year. And then how about Oklahoma answering at the other end? Spangler on the board. He had 2 points, 6 rebounds in just 12 minutes Saturday because of the injury. And I mean, this team is flying high offensively.
Well, one thing that Scott Cross and coaches hate, the UT Arlington coaches, when you make a basket and the other team gets a fast break. And that's what we just saw. But what I like that this Sooner team does, and Jordan Woodard, if you watch Jordan, the next time a bucket is made, he gets his butt to the sideline, starts inching up, so when the ball comes in, he's already almost to half court.
On the handle, Jamel Outler right here. Off to the former Cowboy, Reger Dowell, who's had a whole bunch of 20-point games.
Well, Reger can really shoot the ball. I mean, he's already put up a bunch of points so far. Here go again with another big fast break.
That's goaltending. Count the basket for Spangler. The ball was already up on the glass and the iron. And good news for Sooner fans, Spangler comes back and has 2 early baskets. By the way, the Sooners 5 out of 10 shooting. And earlier, our keys to the game brought to you by U.S. Fleet Tracking. Your business could save hundreds, even thousands in fuel costs with a live GPS tracking service. U.S. Fleet Tracking. Anything that moves anywhere. 11-4 Sooners. Spangler looking for a crack in that defense after the turnover. Clark underneath Cousins. Intelligently dribbles out of trouble. Spangler walks. First turnover officially now by the Sooners. And now they check back in Lonnie McClanahan, a 6'1 junior guard out of Tennessee, who's averaging 12 points a game. And the Sooners will check in Frank Booker. Buddy Hield gets a breather. And Buddy 2 for 4 with a 3 already.
I like Frank Booker, and with Jelon Hornbeek out, there's a good chance to see if he can give the Sooners meaningful minutes in his freshman year.
Dowell on the cut after the pass. Got loose. Nobody swiveled that head around to see that pass. And that's 3 baskets for Reger Dowell. Open left side, Booker. 3 ball for him off the bench. His 9th 3-point make of the year.
Well, I like to joke about Frank. When he gets in the game, it's usually about 10, maybe 15 seconds before he gets up his first shot.
Off the back iron, uncontested. Cam Clark rebound. Here's Woodard. Leaves it for Cam. 3 ball. Swish. Cameron Clark has 5. Buddy Hield 5. Spangler 4. Booker 3. Sooners spreading the wealth. And Scott Cross of UTA has to call an early timeout. Renzi, you look what Oklahoma's doing, man. A lot of different guys getting involved.
Well, you know, we're seeing 2 made 3-pointers here in a row, and that's got to drive Scott Cross crazy. That's in the scouting report. When Frank Booker checks in the game, you know, I haven't studied Frank Booker's last 10 games as closely as Scott Cross has, but I'll tell you what, when he comes in, say, that guy shoots the 3, you got to get on him.
Find him. And then Cameron Clark hits one. Anytime you have more than one guy shooting well from outside early in a ball game, that can really open up some things for the other 3. So the Sooners are 7 of 12, 3 of 4 beyond the arc. And how about this? 6 assists on the first 7 baskets.
Hey, Sooner fans out there, it's Tuesday night.
Where
it's
are
December. You know, you're sitting at home watching the Sooners, which, by the way, I understand people are busy. It's the holiday time. But as we get ready for conference season, this is a team. This team can score. It's exciting. They've scored 17 points with 15 minutes left in the first half. I mean, come on.
Next home game, the 30th against La Tech. Out on top, Reger Dowell. Got to respect his shooting ability. He comes to the jump stop, but before that he got tied up on a held ball. It'll be the arrow for the Mavericks, but right now it's the lead for the Sooners, 17-6. You're watching Oklahoma basketball presented by Chesapeake Energy.
Danger, woohoo! Woodhouse, again!
Archer premieres Monday, January 13th on FX.
This whole thing is a race.
It's about pushing myself to that absolute edge.
And we've got no intention to do anything but win it.
We have more talent than any of these teams.
Together, we make a triple threat.
Everywhere you go, you're up against the elements.
Alaska is very unforgiving.
Ultimate Survival Alaska. New episodes, Sundays at 9 on the National Geographic Channel.
Basketball presented by Chesapeake Energy. Bob Carpenter, Renzi Stone, our Center Sports crew. Jordan Woodard, obviously the Big 12 newcomer of the week. Spangler had won that award twice. And Jordan, out of Arcadia, Edmond Memorial, the Wayman Tisdale National Freshman of the Week. And how about the performance at the line? 17 of 22 the other day. You know, you can talk about the points and the assists, Renzai, but for me, the key was he turned the ball over 3 times in 31 minutes, and OU only had 7 turnovers that whole game.
Well, you know, college basketball is really only about 2 or 3 things. It's about controlling the ball, so not turning over. It's about out-rebounding the other team. And it's about making 50% of your shots if you can. If you can do those 3 things, you're going to be in good shape. And Jordan really sets the tone and has the ability to impact each of those statistics.
OU shot 48% against Tulsa, 9 of 19 from 3. Reger Dowell, looks like their offense revolves around him right now. And he got a Sooner off the floor, and that'll be a foul on DJ Bennett, who checked in at the timeout.
Well, when Scott Cross, when we went to that last media timeout, he probably sat in the huddle and he said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get the ball to Dowell and get out of the way. We're going to let him get to the hole. He's going to put up a bunch of shots tonight. It'll be interesting to see if Lon Kruger, what he does to mix it up and try to throw some different looks, because the kid is really good not only at stroking it, but getting into the paint.
Jessica, I don't know how much he'd be getting the ball in Stillwater right now, but he's getting plenty of it with these guys from Arlington.
Yeah, Bob, and right there in that huddle, Coach Kruger just very much emphasizing to his team to help on Dowell, help on Dowell. So that's definitely one of the emphasis on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, Coach Kruger just kept saying, great job, and he really liked the activity from the Sooners so far.
They're looking to trap around the floor. Here's Booker again, short with that 3. And down goes Jorge Bilbao after he grabbed that rebound. At the other end, ball rolls off the iron. Oklahoma comes up with it. Sooners have out-rebounded them 8-2 so far. That ball rejected. That's Anthony Walker, a 6'9" junior from San Antonio.
I just like how Jordan gets down the floor. You know, he's always moving. Some point guards will sit there and wait for the rebound to come, but Jordan's just keeping his feet moving, getting down the floor, and isn't afraid to put the shot up. You know, a lot of coaches will say, well, you have to distribute when you get down the floor. There's always an art. You know, Russell Westbrook for the Thunder does a nice job of that, Bob. When do you shoot and when do you pass?
And Woodard, by the way, 2 rebounds, 4 assists already. Booker goes driving. Nice little look for Tyler Neal. And what a game Tyler had with 12 points and 8 rebounds off the bench against TU Saturday in just 17 minutes. But Booker made that play happen. Reger Dowell fumbles it out of bounds, and that will be their 3rd turnover.
I like this kid. He's going to be a really good player, Booker. You know, it may take him all of this year to really figure it out, but I'm telling you, next year, he is going to be an absolute stud.
Buddy Hield. Oh, Woodard, nice look down deep. Is he strong enough? DJ Bennett is. He had 5 points, 3 boards against Tulsa in 16 minutes, and they needed him every bit of that with Spangler on the bench like he is right now. Left side, Vincent Dillard, and the dish for the big fella. It'll bang its way in for Anthony Walker.
This is a good-looking athletic play by Walker, only averaging, you know, a point and a couple rebounds a game, but he sure did take that ball to the hoop strong.
Back in for the Mavericks, Jamel Outler, their 6'2" junior guard. At the line, Anthony Walker, South Plains Community College last year. They went 36-0 and won the national championship. And on that club, he was a good role player. 6 points, 3 boards, had 29 blocks. 21-10 Oklahoma, 6 minutes in. Keeping his dribble, beating the double. Booker, right side. 3 ball hit the rim twice. Got a track meet going here. And then kicked out of bounds by Vincent Dillard, and already Arlington's 4th turnover.
One thing talking to the OU coaches before the game, they're really looking for consistency. You know, this isn't the first game OU's opened up a big lead for, but they haven't been able to hold those leads. You talk about the Michigan State game, their only loss. You talk about the Seton Hall game where OU had to come back. You know, they haven't been a great team at holding leads, even games where they've had leads like Michigan State. So it's going to be really interesting to see if they can continue to work on that over the course of the next couple months.
Right now, it looks like a 1-2-2 zone by the Mavericks. Baseline left, Woodard, and then swung around from Tyler Neal. Out to Woodard after the touches by Buddy Hield. Plenty of time on the shot clock here. Just now down to 10. Woodard all the way. Couldn't spin it over the iron. Mavericks running. The trailer is Vincent Dillard. Into the paint. Goes to the right hand. Tyler Neal the block, but he couldn't quite corral it.
And to build on the comment I was saying earlier about the Sooners being consistent and holding those leads when they get them, I'm also going to be interested to see if UTA comes back. They didn't leave Arlington today until noon. They practiced this morning. They shot around. They got on the bus. They came up here. They went to Johnny Carino's, had lunch, and then they came to the arena. And I was wondering to myself, is that pasta going to take a little while to digest to get this team going?
Ronnie McClanahan to the wing for Dillard. 3-ball missing. And then the loose ball. Brandon Edwards, he's a good offensive rebounder, averaging 10 overall a game. And Booker with the runner at the other end. Oklahoma cooling off just a bit. 9 of 18 now. And that ball deflected. I mean, with the pace of the game and all these passes, a lot of deflections. Cameron Clark back for Oklahoma. And then Tyler Neal will take a seat.
I mean, let's look at this lineup that the Sooners have. They basically have the same position on the floor for 4 of the 5 positions.
Yeah.
You could call that, what, a 3-guard or maybe a...
It's almost a 4-out, 1-in look with Spangler inside.
Yeah, I mean, the Sooners, they're all about 6'5", 6'6". They're all athletic. They can all shoot. They can all slash.
That ball missed. Crashing the offensive glass was Brandon Williams. That held ball will have an Oklahoma arrow pointing north. And the Sooners with an 8-point lead will get it back. I am telling you, Scott Cross is shuttling them in and shuttling them out. Jorge Bilbao back in.
Well, Cross going with this little tempo press. It's actually the press OU usually does, a very similar press, but I like it. It's a 1-2-2. It's trying to disrupt the tempo. Anything to get the Sooners not to be on the track meet they're in.
Booker looked like he was making a back cut. Then he stopped, and Cousins picked up the ball. And on the double dribble, Oklahoma's 3rd turnover. Brandon Edwards back for UTA, as well as Reger Dowell. And I mean, they are changing lines like this is a hockey game.
I wonder who's in charge of the subs over there, because it's hard to watch the game and get guys in and out every whistle.
Well, you would think their associate head coach, Greg Young, maybe, who's been at Scott Cross's side for a while. There's Reger Dowell, quick into the paint, does a little improv. And Spangler has 2 blue jerseys on him. He's the last man to touch it. I'm telling you, these guys, they crash the glass. Oklahoma out rebounding them 11-6, but it doesn't seem like that much. Shaquille White-Miller. Left side, Jamel Outler drills the 3 on a nice catch and shoot. His 20th 3 of the year. He's shooting over 40% out there. And the Mavs are making this interesting. Trying to bounce it out off the defender. Wouldn't happen for Frank Booker. Oklahoma now 4 turnovers and an alley-oop from Brandon Edwards on the finish. 21-18. Boy, they are active. Cam Clark trying to get up ahead of steam. Overshoots the layup. They save it, and it's grabbed by Reger Dowell.
What was I saying about that
nice
pasta?
Pass. Great finish, Brandon Edwards. You know, Lon Kruger, a lot of coaches would call a timeout right now. I think Kruger wants to see how his team reacts to all of this. There's another turnover. He may have to call a timeout now. A shocker as Arlington goes on a 14-0 run, taking a 22-21 lead.
We'll ask Chad, but was that 14-0 run, did that take about 30 seconds or was that 45 seconds?
That was quick. Last 3 hoops right here.
Well, you can do it with a 3-pointer. They did it with that. You could do it with maybe alley-oop. Could we do an alley-oop? Hey, we'll do an alley-oop. Then, oh, how about a turnover? So UTA doing it all sorts of different ways.
14-0 run in 3 minutes and 14 seconds.
And
and about the last 8 of it happened in 1 minute of that.
Well, I made the comment about them warming up. You know, it's 21-10. I think it's about the time I made that comment. I expected UTA to be in this game. This team is a little deceptive. They're 4-6 record. You know, they started the year and lost 5 in a row, but have won 2 in a row now. You know, this team is about to go to conference play also in a new conference.
Since they went into this zone, Oklahoma's having all kinds of problems. Cam Clark, tough shot. Spangler! It looked like Ryan was on his way down when he tipped that ball up and in. What a good play by him.
And that's what you need Ryan for. You need him to be there with active hands.
Spangler, by the way, 6 points, 2 rebounds in the early going. So 25 seconds away from the midway point first half. Good steal by Clark. 4 on 2. Got to score here. Buddy Hield, a little bit long. Rebound Cousins. Woodard held scoreless so far, not any longer.
Well, one of the interesting things about the run UTA went on was Jordan Woodard was on the bench, and we were kind of talking about that lineup. Maybe that was the new lineup and the Sooners weren't as comfortable in.
Reger, Dowell, Cousins watching him. Spangler close by. He'll improv to the left wing on a pass, and that's a 3 ball for Shaquille White-Miller. Only his 7th 3-point make of the year.
And Shaquille is kind of the team leader. He's a guy that's been around. He's led the team in assists the last couple of years.
Cousins creates his own shot. Isaiah, double figure, 6 of the last 7 games. That's his first basket. Dowell kind of daring Cousins to foul him. Steps through a double team. Left side, Jamel Outler way short. Rebound Cousins. 3 on 3. Sooners have a couple of close by trailers though. Cameron Clark checked his feet, knocks in the 3, and the senior from Sherman, Texas with 8 points on a couple of trays tonight. Sooners by 5. Nice transition after the turnover.
Yeah, Sooners settling down. That timeout did a trick.
Dowell left side, Shaquille White-Miller. They've got 4 guys waiting to come into the game. Reger Dowell, deep 3, way off to the left. And Cameron Clark the rebound. Now the Sooners on a 9-3 run. Woodard to Spangler, pass behind him. Oklahoma 6 turnover. Dowell, right side, White-Miller. Back to Reger Dowell. He drills the 3, and that's 11 for him.
We were talking about the Sooners working on that defense before the game started, partner.
Well, the first 3 or 4 minutes looked pretty good. But they went to the zone and things had changed. Clark, long. Here comes Reger Dowell. Oh, that's a palming call. You don't see it very often. He was getting ready to pass it, and then his guy wasn't open. End-to-end action. Mavericks and Sooners, and you're watching Oklahoma basketball presented by Chesapeake Energy.
One team of incredibly skilled specialists, joining forces to work together to implement one extremely thought-out plan with only one mission. Sound familiar?
Pass to the corner, back to the top of the key. Great defense, down into the post, back up top, stolen away, picked his pocket. He's got open floor, watch out. Oh, the one-hit hammer jammer. Oh, mama. And the Sooners are up a dozen.
It's a chance to gather with family and friends and create memories that will last a lifetime. The real value is in those memories. For membership information, contact The Trails at 364-3790 or go to our website, trailsgolf.com.
From the creators of Eastbound and Down.
10 years, they took a lot away from me.
And Archer.
When you go away, everything changes.
Chosen.
Chosen for what? Nah, stupid, that's my name.
He's coming back. Hard.
I know fools will be playing him like a saxophone. Be like...
Chosen.
With a Ozen.
Premieres Monday, January 13th. Only on FX.
Welcome Welcome back to Sooner Basketball, presented by Chesapeake Energy, and how sweet it is. Sooners heading to the Sugar Bowl against Alabama, January 2nd. Soonersports.com. Check out tickets, travel packages. You can be on the official BCS Bowl trip with the OU Alumni Association, the Sooner Club, and OU Athletics. If you're not there, you'll have plenty of Sooner Sports TV action. Practice reports every day. Pre-game show Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on January 2nd. Oklahoma and the Crimson Tide. Updating you on this one, Sooners shooting just over 50%. 13 of 25, 4 of 7 beyond the arc. Texas Arlington, 11 of 22, 3 out of 10. So they've done a lot of long-range bombing so far. You saw Reger Dowell. He leads them with 11 points on 4 out of 8. They try to trap Oklahoma. Quick passes to get away. Now they drop back into that zone again. Buddy Hield, little runner, a little short. Rebound, Brandon Edwards. Boy, they love that penetrate kick to the opposite side. That's a short air ball from Vincent Dillard. Buddy Hield in transition, stepping through, tipped up, won't go there, as Isaiah Cousins had a second chance. Sooners get it back with good hard work.
All right, the key to a zone is you got to get somebody in the middle, and there Cameron Clark goes. If you don't get the ball to the middle, you can't get a good shot. It's almost a certainty.
Buddy Hield, little reluctant to shoot there. Woodard, left side. Cousins, short. Here come the Mavs with Reger Dowell. Spangler waiting in there. That ball swatted by Cousins. Sooners 4-on-2. Clark right through, and that is a blocking foul, or is it going back the other way? That's a charge on Cameron Clark. That'll be his first. 7:01 first half. This is the 8-minute media timeout. OU basketball presented by Chesapeake Energy.
Like industrial excavators, its brake rotors are hardened with a heat treating process that can double their life. And like the Hoover Dam, its engine makes power when it's needed and conserves fuel when it isn't, making it the most fuel-efficient V8 in a pickup, even beating Ford's EcoBoost V6. So it's only fitting that we'd have the confidence to equip the all-new GMC Sierra with pro-grade protection, the best coverage available on a pickup, including 2 years of scheduled maintenance.
See your Central Oklahoma GMC dealers.
Back to Sooner basketball presented by Chesapeake Energy. Oklahoma has turned it over as much in 13 minutes tonight as they did in 40 minutes on Saturday. 7 times. They started out 9 for 16, 4 for 13 with 5 turnovers since.
So there was a 3-on-2 break this last time. You see number 10 in the bottom of the screen, Jordan Woodard. And Cam Clark has been really good at this year, but the Sooners getting out and running. They practice this on a daily basis. They called it the 3-on-2 drill when I was playing Oklahoma. You see 2 guys back, 3rd guy coming down the middle, Buddy Hield. That's a bounce pass. A bounce pass. If you throw a chest pass, it may be fumbled out of bounds, but you just need to slip it to your left hand, drop that bounce pass, easy layup for Jordan Woodard. Something the Sooners definitely could work on. I'm sure Cameron Clark a lot of times just jumps up and then jumps around the guy. But UTA got set.
This UTA team picked 7th out of 10 teams in the Sun Belt. If this is the 7th best team in the Sun Belt, what's going on down there this year? We'll see soon.
Well, and they should have beat Texas. They went and played at Texas, only lost by 3 points, had a bunch of empty possessions at the end of the game, but they had every chance to beat Texas. So this is no slouch team, as we're seeing here tonight in Lloyd Noble.
Brandon Williams with a little jump hook in there. Boy, they get back hard on defense. Sitting in that zone, Cousins. He'll pull up, miss it. Spangler got up a little too early, and Brandon Williams took it away. 30-30 game. In the 14th minute of this one, Dowell almost had it knocked away from behind. Shaquille White-Miller. That's a travel by Brandon Williams. Turnover number 6 for them. He didn't put it on the floor quickly enough.
It would be interesting going back on offense. So UTA's playing this 1-2-2 tempo press. Ryan Spangler's not as comfortable playing the high post. So OU, whether it's Isaiah Cousins or Buddy Hield or Tyler Neal, who's pretty good at it, they're going to have to find somebody to go sit in the middle of that zone and pick some guys off. It's a real problem the Sooners are having right now, is getting the ball into the middle. And if you don't get the ball in the middle, when the shot does go up, you're not in good rebounding position.
Cam Clark, one touch in the middle there. He's standing near the free throw line. Woodard. Spangler will take the jumper. Ryan stepping out, and that's his 4th basket tonight. Although I'm sure UTA wouldn't mind him shooting that shot.
Well, I was about to say, you know, it's always good if the big guy can step out and hit a 12-footer from the baseline, too.
Sooners by 2, 5.5 to go first half. They have shut down Reger Dowell a bit lately. His teammates have been doing some damage. Spangler with a good, tough rebound, his 3rd of the game. Clark for 3. Cameron Clark into double figures with 11. He's averaging 18.
Well, I love that play. I love that play. Dribble it down hard, flank a guy out on the wing, and shoot it to him for a 3. Even early in the shot clock, that's a great shot.
Hand off to Lonnie McClanahan there, a starter who has not scored. Cousins guarding him. McClanahan, oh man, shifty in there. He's averaging 12 a game, first basket.
I think you had something to do with that. You kind of turned him on. You said he didn't score, and then all of a sudden he scores, Bob.
Just the facts, sir. Here's Woodard, who has scored 1 basket tonight. Here's Cam Clark in the middle, off the hands of Buddy Hield. And then the scoop, Reger Dowell, 13 in the first half. Had to sit out last year after transferring from OSU. Here's Woodard, dribbling quickly to stay away from that trap. Cousins back to him. And of course that zone keeping Jordan from penetrating like he did the other day. Cam Clark again from outside. Back iron. Buddy Hield looked like he had it. They knocked him off it. And now a steal by Clark. Left side, Buddy Hield. Off the turnover, nobody boxed out. Ryan Spangler back door. And he has 10 points to go with 4 rebounds. And it looks like we will arrive at the 4-minute media timeout, and I think everybody needs a breather. Watch Ryan Spangler, top of your screen. Oklahoma on top by 3, and you're watching Sooner basketball from the Lloyd Noble Center, presented by Chesapeake Energy.
Okay, so you're a working adult and thinking about going back to school, but you feel it might be out of reach. Fortunately, there's the University of Oklahoma Outreach, a continuing education program for working adults like you, meaning you can get a degree online and in the classroom with options including nights and weekends. Give your career that credible boost it needs with a reputable degree at a realistic price. Your degree is within reach with OU Outreach. Apply today at ououtreach.org.
This raises the antenna. It helps blow up the tires. You look great. Satellite radio. It's a new one. No one knows the brand. I'm not gonna lose my job, am I? Recycling oxygen. You know, for the, planet. It's a secret spy device.
Oklahoma law requires an ignition interlock device for most DUI offenders. Drink and drive, and this could be you.
Like industrial excavators, its brake rotors are hardened with a heat treating process that can double their life. And like the Hoover Dam, its engine makes power when it's needed and conserves fuel when it isn't, making it the most fuel-efficient V8 in a pickup, even beating Ford's EcoBoost V6. So it's only fitting that we'd have the confidence to equip the all-new GMC Sierra with pro-grade protection, the best coverage available on a pickup, including 2 years of scheduled maintenance.
See your Central Oklahoma GMC dealers.
Pelicans, Warriors, tonight on Fox Sports New Orleans.
Welcome back to Sooner Basketball, presented by Chesapeake Energy. Those young men looking forward to the day when they can be old enough to get up and down the floor the way these guys are. If you're a working adult, earn your degree at the University of Oklahoma Outreach. Your degree is within reach. For more info, visit ouroutreach.org and do it right now. Let's have a look at our StubHub move of the game. The seats you want, even at the last minute.
Well, it's not quite the dance move we just saw from the little Sooner fan, but it was a pretty nice step out. Nice drive in, step out, pass over to Buddy Hield, or excuse me, Cameron Clark. You know, that's just a great basketball play. Just a high IQ basketball play by Jordan Woodard.
StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Sooners. Oklahoma 5 of 11 beyond that arc, and Cameron Clark has 3 of those. The Sooners going to extend their half-court defense here.
Little taste of their own medicine there for UTA.
Took them almost 9 seconds to clear the timeline. We're running down to the 3.5-minute mark first half. Oklahoma sitting in a zone. So that'll knock off some of their dribble penetration. Cam Clark, the deflection. 10 to shoot when the Mavericks throw it back in.
You know, basketball fans will notice that you don't see the officials counting with their hands anymore when you're dribbling up the floor, because this year part of the new rules is they can just go off the shot clock.
Shot clock at 3. Getting in deep, and it wouldn't go for Lonnie McClanahan. Good rebounding by OU. Hard work for DJ Bennett. Cousins to the wing, deflects to Booker. Woodard now from Clark. Woodard drew a couple of defenders, so Clark had some room to work, and Cameron will have an and one going to the line.
And Cameron's just so athletic. I mean, he was able to jump up, catch some air, bring the ball back. Look at this move. You know, what was so strong is he took that one dribble, jump stop on 2 feet. So many players just go up off 1 foot, and when you're up off 1 foot, you don't have nearly the body control. Cameron did a great job controlling his body and getting that ball off the backboard.
4 of 6 at the line on Saturday. Oklahoma's first free throw tonight, and Cameron shooting 82% there, has 14 points. Sooners back up by 6. A little extra step in their defense here. Working out of that zone. Reger Dowell, that's a deep 3. I mean, well out there. And that's 16 for the 6'1 junior from Duncanville, Texas.
Reger, we knew he was a good scorer. He's averaging 22 a game, one of the top scorers in the country. I think he's tied for 17th, if I remember correctly. But he's on his way to a career-high night here if the Sooners don't have an answer for him.
Yeah, he's had a 30-point game this year. Too much traffic for that pass from Isaiah Cousins. Dowell has had 20 at Kentucky. He had 17 at Texas, 20 at Boise State. Here comes Oklahoma. Clark somehow back to Woodard, and he improvises. Another great tip, and that's DJ Bennett with his second basket. Booker adjusting that shot, and then the follow from Brandon Williams. Do not celebrate a basket tonight.
No, and nothing, I said it earlier, nothing makes coaches more frustrated than a missed layup and then having the other team's player get an offensive rebound on a fast break situation. Should never happen.
42-39 OU. Woodard, right side Booker, squares up, drills the 3. Frank Booker with a pair of trays off the bench tonight. He's made 10 this year. OU shooting the 3 ball well, 6 out of 12. Here's Dowell, stopped by Booker. Good defense. Cameron Clark reverses his dribble. He's got Woodard left side, ignored him and missed it high off the glass. And a little slap away by Cousins. That's twice tonight. The Sooners might have been able to give Jordan Woodard some open layup action at that end.
Well, when you're dribbling it down as a player, especially when you're a young player, you think things like, well, I might get an alley-oop or I might get an and one right here. Really, the best thing to do is play the numbers. 3-on-2, 2-on-1, 4-on-3. Just make the extra pass.
1:06 to go in a frantic first half. Sooners by 6. Went out to a 7-0 lead early. And then UTA, as you mentioned, the pasta must have settled in. They've been pretty good since. And Anthony Walker jams that home. That's 5 for the 6'9 junior out of San Antonio. They got some guys with wingspans in that inside of that zone defense, too. Just checking in, Tyler Neal off to Cousins.
Get to the middle.
Clark with a pick for Woodard. Just pops out for a 3. He got a roll, but it just wouldn't fall in. And the shot clock is off now in the final 20 seconds. And Arlington could go into the locker room down by 1, maybe 2.
I'm not a big fan of the Sooners' body language here late in the first half. You just kind of look at them. It just has not been with the intensity. I think they'll hear about that at halftime. And I'll tell you what, you sure as heck don't want to foul the dribbler with 4 seconds left in the half.
Only thing good about that is OU only had 3 team fouls. Yeah, very few fouls, only 7 in the game. But he healed back. Woodard will sit. So on defense, the Sooners will get a little longer with Buddy out there at 6'4" with his wingspan. They check in Jamel Outler, a 3-point shooter, bottom of your screen to the right. Just under 5 seconds to remain here in the first half. That's a deep 3. It bricks by Brandon Edwards, and Oklahoma will settle for a 4-point lead. That was a very active half. 75 shots in the half, 26 of them from 3-point range. Sooners hit 6 of their 13. At the half, 41-41 Oklahoma. And you're watching Sooner basketball presented by Jet Energy.
Sergeant Pete Hill was a soldier's soldier who was used to being in the line of fire.
Which one of you idiots denied my backup? Suddenly I'm thinking consequences.
Now,
looks like a couple of groupies at a One Direction concert.
His toughest battle.
I can't be stuck in rear view. It's for guys who can't cut it.
Will be with his 2 brothers.
I'm ready!
Gotta give me a little bit more warning before he screamed directly into my face.
Oh, God.
Enlisted premieres next month on Fox.
Are you ready to begin?
We have one activity planned, not getting killed.
This is a bomb that needs to be defused now.
Deal with that.
Boom, boom, boom. This is the moment I've been waiting for.
Warwick Potter!
Unbelievable is the best word to describe what this man does. It's going to take a special man to beat this dude. He didn't respect Weidman's punching power, and he paid for it with his consciousness. And the belt around his waist.
May I interrupt anything? If I said yes, would that have any impact on you at all?
Not really. Sorry I'm late. Got held up by a serial killer. They did a TV movie about you, right? It was good.
I have this brilliant idea of a sequel.
Guilty. We're entering a plea of guilty. I'm 6 months behind in my alimony payment, and the IRS is so far up my... It's just a matter of time before I go to jail. With a face like this, my dance card's gonna be awfully full.
Break premieres next month on Fox.
Fox Sports Live, nightly on Fox Sports 1.
Halftime at Lloyd Noble. It's Oklahoma and Texas Arlington. The Sooners and the Mavericks here halfway through. Always always one of our great pleasures every year for one halftime segment to have our gymnastics coach, KJ Kindler, with us. Good to have you with us, Coach. Your 8th year at OU now.
Yes.
And you guys are coming off one of the best finishes ever, top 2 in the NCAA last year, and a lot of athletes back from that team. How do you feel about the Sooners right now?
Super excited. You know, we finished second, runner-up. We lost 3 routines. Bree Olson was a great athlete for us, and we lost 3 from her, but we got 5 great freshmen, and they're really awesome, fun to work with, talented. They have the whole package, actually, so very excited about this season.
Oklahoma, the only Big 12 team, not only in the top 10, but also in the top 25. And looking at your schedule, you're going to be facing a lot of these teams. When I saw your schedule, I thought maybe you had lunch with Sherry Cole to talk about scheduling, because she'll play anybody anytime, and you're doing a lot of the same.
Hey, you can't be the best unless you compete against the best, and we believe that. So, yeah, Florida, preseason number 1, that's going to be a tough one for us, and Alabama number 2 in Oklahoma City. So hope people will come out for that at the Cox Center, and very excited about that as well. Though it's a tough schedule, top to bottom. They're going to be challenged every single week.
11 of the top 25 you're facing, not just them. And as we look at some of the action here, traditionally, the balance beam is a great event for you, but I know that there are so many different elements and so many different routines that go into a high-caliber team.
Absolutely. Beam, we're known for our beam. It's our signature event. However, vault has kind of been our nemesis the last few years, and we're definitely going to elevate ourselves on vault this year. Our freshmen are phenomenal. We have JO national champions on our team this year, 5 of them. This will really help elevate our team, and this is actually where we lost the national championship last year, so we really need to bump it up there.
Okay, so second in the NCAA last year, 12 athletes back from that team. Is this about as good as you've ever felt about one of your teams going into the season?
Oh, I always feel good about the teams, but there's always some question marks. We've got experience we have to get for those 5 freshmen, and honestly, I believe, though, we should compete like we're 17 seniors out there, and we always gear toward that. You know, I don't believe youth is a great excuse, to be honest with you, and so 50% of our routines will be done by freshmen and sophomores. That's a big percentage, but once they get their feet wet, I think they're going to be great.
And the SEC, they might ask you guys to come and join them sometime. I mean, look at these SEC teams, the Gators, the Crimson Tide, and then OU, and the highlighted teams you're facing. Right now, number 3 in the coaches' top 10. KJ, congratulations on last year. Best of luck this year, and thanks so much for your time.
Very excited. Thanks.
That's KJ Kindler, Oklahoma women's gymnastics coach, and it'll be a great season coming up. Halftime here at Lloyd Noble. Sooners and the Mavericks of Texas Arlington, and you're watching Oklahoma basketball presented by Chesapeake Energy.
Sooner Basketball is brought to you by OG&E, Academy Sports and Outdoors, Windstar World Resorts, Taco Mayo, U.S. Fleet Tracking, and Pizza Hut.
As a graduate of the University of Oklahoma, I was provided a tremendous education, and I use it every day, and it's been the springboard for my successes in business. As a petroleum engineer, we're constantly faced with problem solving, and the University of Oklahoma gave me the skill sets to break down problems and implement a successful process. I continue to support the University of Oklahoma because of the opportunities that it provided me, that I'm adding to the legacy that is so rich already.
When Rick's boss isn't looking, he and his co-worker play an intricate game Rick invented. It's called Hit Barry with Paper. When asked for his opinion, Rick gives it. He leaves the butt-kissing to the butt-kissers. And when Rick says he'll handle dinner, homeboy delivers big. Rick's a pioneer. He inspired us to put 3 cheeses in our new 3-cheese stuffed crust pizza. Greatest stuffed crust ever? Spoiler alert. Yeah. $12 for a large? Man, that's low. Or get any unstuffed pizza for 10. Go for greatness. Pizza Hut. Make it great.
Some score the winning touchdown. Some seem to defy gravity. Others hit a home run in the bottom of the 9th. We know a hero when we see one. But their uniforms aren't always crimson and cream. Patriot Ford and the University of Oklahoma have partnered to honor a recently returned member of the armed services at each home game. Go to patriotford.com/hero to nominate your hero.
Prescription drug abuse is a problem in our state. It is up to all of us to do something about it. By preventing problems before they start and helping people get access to appropriate services, we can save lives and be a part of creating a healthier Oklahoma. Be part of the solution in your community by properly disposing of unused prescription medication and learning more about how to stop addiction. Go to www.odmhsas.org to get more information about prevention resources in your community and local prescription drug disposal programs.
Like industrial excavators, its brake rotors are hardened with a heat treating process that can double their life. And like the Hoover Dam, its engine makes power when it's needed and conserves fuel when it isn't, making it the most fuel-efficient V8 in a pickup, even beating Ford's EcoBoost V6. So it's only fitting that we'd have the confidence to equip the all-new GMC Sierra with pro-grade protection, the best coverage available on a pickup, including 2 years of scheduled maintenance.
See your Central Oklahoma GMC dealers.
Halftime, Oklahoma on top by 4. Some interesting numbers from that first half. Oklahoma hit 6 threes, UTA only 4. There were highlights at both ends, and really Reger Dowell got off to a great start for them. He would finish with 16.
When the Mavs going to have any chance tonight, Reger Dowell's going to carry the way. He sat out last year. This team couldn't score a lot of points, but what he's done such a good job at this year is putting the ball in the bucket. You know, he had an easy shot, a hard shot, and then you see him distributing the ball here at the end. But I'll tell you who else has had a really good game. Cam Clark. He has become Mr. Consistent for the Sooners. And I really like how Cam, you know, he's able to hit the step-up three when he gets the open shot. He's become really good three-point shooter. That's something he hasn't always done. And then, of course, my favorite guy, Mr. Spangler in the middle. You know, you want a guy on your team that always has his hands on the ball. He somehow just gets his hands, and Ryan's one of those guys where if the ball's anywhere near him, he puts his hands on it.
So the Sooners by 4. Ryan Spangler, 10 points, 4 boards, 20 exciting minutes straight ahead. Stats coming up next. And you're watching Sooner basketball presented by Chesapeake Energy.
Hey, Dream Machine. Hello.
This holiday season,
Walter, make every moment count. Go!
the New York Times calls Walter Mitty a reminder that dreams are sometimes meant to be lived. 4 stars. It's the new Forrest Gump.
You flying out right now?
Just gonna finish my beer.
Okay, I'm not gonna go with you.
The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Where do we land, weirdo? Oh my God!
PG.
This whole thing is a race.
It's about pushing myself to that absolute edge.
And we've got no intention to do anything but win it.
We have more talent than any of these teams.
Together, we make a triple threat.
Everywhere you go, you're up against the elements.
Alaska is very unforgiving.
Ultimate Survival Alaska. New episodes, Sundays at 9 on the National Geographic Channel.
I've stared into the face of evil twice. The first time, I put him in prison. The second time, I put him in the ground. But as I try to move on, there's still that speck of doubt. A phrase stuck in my mind that the greatest trick the devil ever played was convincing the world he did not exist.
Danger, woohoo! Woodhouse, again!
On Cheer premieres Monday, January 13th on FX.
Pelicans, Warriors, tonight on Fox Sports New Orleans.
Sooners by 4. A lot of action yet to come up. Welcome back to Sooner Basketball presented by Chesapeake Energy. Right to our technically perfect stats. brought to you by Career Tech, Oklahoma's Career Tech system, elevating our economy. Now, you noted that of those 24 Oklahoma rebounds, 10 of them are at the offensive end.
I mean, this game is pretty close. When you look at the stat sheet, 9 turnovers versus 8 turnovers. You look at the steals. Really, it's the rebounding. And you look at Buddy Hield, who has 3 offensive rebounds, but it's spread throughout the entire Sooner bench. The team that gets the most offensive rebounds generally has a better chance to win the game, in my experience.
So it's interesting. Oklahoma has such a great job of taking care of the basketball Saturday. 9 turnovers already in this game, 7 in the whole game the other time out.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take care of the ball, and Jordan Woodard has 8 assists and only 1 turnover, so it's the other guys that aren't holding on to it. But it's been a little inconsistent. That 3/4 court press, falling back into a zone, that's been a little tough on the Sooners, taking care of the ball. I think it's thrown them off. I bet they talked about it at halftime. I'd be surprised if it was an issue the second half.
Yeah, Oklahoma shot about 60% early. The zone put a stop to that, and it's a 4-point game with 20 minutes to go. Oklahoma needs Cam Clark to come up big. He's already in double figures. Second half straight ahead, brought to you by Chesapeake.
Never settling, always aspiring. Striving for continuous improvement in everything we do. Finding energy. Producing it smarter and more efficiently. Being responsible stewards of our communities and our environment. This is our commitment to leading a responsible energy future.
These new Chevys from Knippelmeyer are beautiful. What? Those are 50 years old. How does that happen?
50 years of small-town values at Knippelmeyer Chevrolet. Yesterday, today, and 50 years from today.
Cars change, buildings change, but here at Knippelmeyer Chevrolet, we will never change. We do business the right way, the only way, every day.
Knippelmeyer Chevrolet. Shake on it.
Hi, I'm Jim Jeffries from Legit. The new season starts on FXX. That's unnecessary subtitles. Whatever I say, it's going to keep going here. Is it? This is kind of offensive, really. I'm not that hard to understand. You wouldn't do this to Harry Potter or James Bond.
Legit. The all-new season premieres February.
That guy's British! Well, you can understand him and not me?
Only on FXX.
Ah!
And we welcome you back inside the Lloyd Noble Center. Sooners up 45-41 over UTA. I just got a chance to catch up with OU assistant coach Steve Henson. I asked him what he liked about the Sooners' performance there in the first half, and he said they really liked the transition offense. Other than that, he said they were very disappointed in what the Sooners did defensively. They said the transition defense was bad, the penetration defense was bad. They've just got to do better defensively this half. I asked him what is the key to slowing down Reger Dowell, and he said he is a guy that can do both. He can shoot from the perimeter and also get to the rim, and they just have to do a better job of helping each other out. They've got to work much harder on Dowell. But basically, Bob, long story short, comes down to defense. Sooners got to be better this half.
And it helps when you shoot well. Buddy Hield answers with a 3. Reger Dowell's basket that gives him 18 tonight. And we have a whistle and a foul. That'll be on the perimeter. Buddy Hield out there with his first. Foul's not at all a factor in this one so far. By the way, happy birthday to Buddy Hield, huh?
Yeah, and I understand that Buddy's got all his family down in Freeport in the Bahamas watching the game. To all of you watching Buddy, he said to say hello. He said that he's doing well. He said he's 21 today, which in the U.S. means that he can, well, hold on. This is a family program, Bob.
Well, we want everybody in the Bahamas to know it was almost 70 in Oklahoma today, by the way. Degrees, that is.
Maybe that's why Buddy's playing so well.
Out on the perimeter, Reger Dowell. He'll distribute. And the 2 banged in by Brandon Williams, his 3rd basket tonight. He's a freshman out of Episcopal High School in Houston. Tell you, they really communicate on defense, but that time they didn't cover Buddy on the back door, and he's got to slam that ball in. Be assertive and just jam it in there. 48-45 could be a costly miss. At the other end, short shot won't go. Spangler tipping it to Isaiah Cousins, who had 2 points and 3 turnovers in the first half. Here's Clark. Cameron floating. Spangler tried to get that offensive rebound, and Cameron is 5 out of 12 tonight. Reger Dowell kept his dribble. That's his 8th 20-point game of the year already.
You have games, Reger Dowell's probably coming in here as a transfer from OSU.
There's a jam, and that was Woodard with his 9th assist.
George got a chance to have a double-double tonight, but coming into the game, Reger Dowell's probably saying to himself, you know what, I remember when I played for OSU, and I didn't like the Sooners a whole lot.
Nice pick and roll, and the shot wouldn't go. I think a good job of adjusting that shot by Ryan Spangler right there at the end. Cousins has a trailer. Cam Clark dribbles into the deuce, gets the roll. Cameron with 16 tonight, just 2 under his average. Sooners by 3. Make it by 5. On the catch and shoot. 3-ball long for Jamel Outler. They get another chance, and it's rolled in by Brandon Edwards. 8 points for him tonight. Edwards with 3 rebounds.
Good opportunity to reset the offense, try to get a good shot, also a little bit of rest. The game is still going at a frenetic pace.
Cam Clark flashing to the free throw line to set a pick. And then from the right side, 3-ball, maybe Buddy Hield starts to warm it up. The birthday boy with 11, and he's hit 2 threes in this half already. Near side, Jamel Outler looking to drive. Sooners get the hands in there. 4-on-1. Buddy Hield. And he's fouled. Reger Dowell made sure OU didn't score.
One of the things that you look for as a coach when you're in your half-court offense is getting guys to give some spacing. They did that really well right there. Spangler able to come from the baseline. And the other thing I like about what Ryan did is you have a step below the block. See how he's a good step below that little box there to the left? That he's stepping from the baseline up into the play.
Texas Arlington calls the first timeout of the second half. Scott Cross had to use one. Only 4:12 into the game now. He uses another one even earlier second half. And you're watching Sooner basketball presented by Chesapeake Energy.
Beyond the jobs, the economic benefit, the new opportunities, beyond the work we do today producing the energy America needs to grow and succeed, we're giving back to community, to our neighbors, harnessing the energy of our people to make a difference, leading a responsible energy future.
When Rick's boss isn't looking, he and his co-worker play an intricate game Rick invented. It's called Hit Barry with Paper. When asked for his opinion, Rick gives it. He leaves the butt kissing to the butt kissers. And when Rick says he'll handle dinner, homeboy delivers big. Rick's a pioneer. He inspired us to put 3 cheeses in our new 3-cheese stuffed crust pizza. Greatest stuffed crust ever. Spoiler alert. Yeah. $12 for a large? Man, that's low. Or get any unstuffed pizza for 10. Go for greatness. Pizza Hut. Make it great.
We practice team medicine. And in the modern day world of medicine, that's really the way the best medicine is practiced. And patients are very reassured when they find out that it's just not me telling them what I think, but what I'm telling them is the consensus of a group of experts, all of whom are at the cutting edge of what's going on. So I think that's why we're the best.
Welcome back to Sooner Basketball presented by Chesapeake Energy. OU by 6. And Sooner fans, drop by the Lloyd Noble Center for the next hoops game in style with OU gear from Academy Sports and Outdoors. You'll find everything you need to cheer on your Sooners at Academy. Bob Carpenter, Renzai Stone. Sooners shooting 49%, UTA 50%. OU still pretty good beyond the arc, 8 for 15.
So playing the Sooners' pace. I mean, the Sooners want to put points on the board. They're doing that. Not playing as good a defense as Coach Kruger might have liked. Really haven't found an answer yet to how to keep Dowell out of the paint. He still can get in pretty much anytime he wants.
Buddy Hield, 12-point. So every game this year, he's had at least 12. Very consistent for his sophomore year.
I just love Buddy Hield. He's got such good composure. He's the most verbal. He's kind of the team jokester. He's the most vocal on the team. You know, he may even be called the most the best leader that this Sooner club has.
Oklahoma out by 8 here. 3.5 minutes out of halftime. They're stepping up the offense, and they're leaving Spangler in the middle to clog some things up. That ball unable to be saved by Cameron Clark. 17 for the Mavericks to shoot. OU's biggest lead tonight, 13. They're up by 8 right now, and the Mavericks check Brandon Edwards back in, their 6'6 senior, who's a good rebounder. He has only 3 tonight, though. Oklahoma went out early 21-8 before the Mavericks turned on the spigot and really turned Reger Dowell loose. Shot clock at 5. This one into the backcourt, so it's their ball, but they got to launch one here. Dowell got it off in time. Ball gets the iron. Oh, and that's going to be called out of bounds on Cameron Clark. It appeared Brandon Edwards might be the last to touch it.
And partner, I was trying to figure out if the ball got off on time when Dowell was driving into the hoop before the buzzer went off.
Seemed like that buzzer took forever before it went off. I mean, he had the ball 70 feet away with 4 seconds to go. Got it away. Spangler sitting out at the elbow of that zone, clogging things a bit. Reger Dowell, shot clock at 15. Ball rims out, offensive rebound. Tried to throw it back up in while he was going down, Brandon Edwards. Here's Woodard. Turnaround, Cameron Clark, and one!
Wow, what a great play. Woodard, I saw Woodard dribbling it down Jordan, keeping his right eye open on Cam. I was kind of wondering what he was about to do with that, but I didn't think Cam had anywhere to go. What a great spin move to get to the hoop for the big and one.
Oklahoma by 10, maybe 11. Cameron has 18, and you're watching Sooner basketball, presented by Chesapeake Energy.
Austin and Sylvia are engineering students at the University of Oklahoma. They receive scholarship funding from OU graduate and President's Associate donor Claire Tran, who, as an OU student, received a scholarship from Lawrence G. Rawl, who also earned his degree at OU. It's not a trend. It's a Sooner tradition. OU President's Associates, Sooners for Life. Visit givesooner.ou.edu to support this generation of Sooners.
Like industrial excavators, its brake rotors are hardened with a heat treating process that can double their life. And like the Hoover Dam, its engine makes power when it's needed and conserves fuel when it isn't, making it the most fuel-efficient V8 in a pickup, even beating Ford's EcoBoost V6. So it's only fitting that we'd have the confidence to equip the all-new GMC Sierra with ProGrade protection, the best coverage available on a pickup, including 2 years of scheduled maintenance.
See your Central Oklahoma GMC dealers.
In life, there are certain moments we hold on to more than others. The first time they ride a bike. The first time they drive a car. The first time they step foot on the school bus. And the moment they drive off to college. But you know, just as important as living in the today is planning for the tomorrow. Bank of Oklahoma. Long live your money.
Basketball is brought to you by OU Outreach, Academy Sports and Outdoors, Windstar World Resorts, Taco Mayo, U.S. Fleet Tracking, and Pizza Hut.
Welcome back to Sooner Basketball, presented by Chesapeake Energy. Happy holidays, Sooner fans. Don't miss another game. Join Soonersports.tv, powered by Fox Sports. The ultimate access for the ultimate fan. Perfect holiday gift for yourself or any Sooner fan. When you purchase an additional annual membership, you get a free OU Fox Sports beanie. A free OU Fox Sports beanie.
I want one of those.
That's right again. Log on to Soonersports.tv. Cameron Clark, 4 20-point games this year. The most recent, his double-double, 22 and 10 boards at George Mason. He's got a chance for point number 19 here. Good free throw shooter, Cameron. Over 82% here in his senior year. Sooners by 11, largest lead they've had in quite some time.
I like the 1-3-1. They're just giving UTA a different look, putting Spangler in the middle, letting Jordan run the baseline.
And doing a little denying here and there on Reger Dowell. Right there, Buddy Hield watches him. Dowell looking for penetration. Nothing there for him. Shaquille White-Miller. Dowell, a lot of white shirts. So they stayed between Reger Dowell and the basket, and it's a good stop. Cameron Clark the rebound. Here's Woodard doing what he does best. Penetrating, took some contact. And evidently no foul. The Sooners will throw it in. 5:02 out of halftime, and they have added 7 points onto their lead. Oh, how about 2 more? And that was a foul, late whistle, but it comes against Brandon Edwards on the attempted jam by Ryan Spangler. Spangler to the line, and for the sophomore transfer, it is always an adventure.
Yeah.
Ryan 17 for 35 shooting free throws this year.
It's a Renzai Stone stat line on the free throw line.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
I must have forgotten that about your past.
Well, you know, and I shouldn't promote it really, but when you think about it, you know, Ryan Spangler could sit in practice and you could pass him the ball at the free throw line and he could take 10 jump shots, and I bet he'd make 8 of them. But then you stop the clock and you put him on the line, and the arena gets quiet. It becomes so much more. Basketball is such it's such a game of reaction. You know, something happens and you react. You don't even think about it. You just do it. And then you get to the line. It becomes a game of. It becomes a mental game. And that's what free throws are. They're just a mental game. I'll tell you, I'm a guy that had trouble with that mental game at the line. It's not easy for all these players.
Spangler 13 points, 5 rebounds with that make. Sooners by 12. Long way to go in this. But they did a good job on Reger Dowell here. Just stepping into the game and knocking down a 3. Kyle McIlvain, a 6'2 senior out of Pantego Christian High School in Arlington. Played at Texas Wesleyan for a while. Here's Isaiah Cousins, who's had a tough night. 1 basket. Gets the turnaround, gets the roll, and Isaiah, coming off 15 against Tulsa, has 4 tonight. Penetration, McClanahan couldn't get it to the wing. Reger Dowell this side. Cousins in front of him. Help waiting. Alley-oop. And just kind of jamming it in there, Anthony Walker. He has 7 tonight.
Well, that's trying to keep the Sooner defense honest. If you're going to play the 1-3-1, the vulnerable spot is on the baseline. And UTA, congratulations for Scott Cross on recognizing that.
Spangler right to the rack, and he'll go shoot a couple more. Lonnie McClanahan with his first. By the way, I talked to Alex Brown today. He said Saturday at halftime, when they thought Spangler wouldn't play the rest of the game, they went back and looked at the videotape of his injury, and they were very relieved when they saw he had been kicked in the calf and didn't hurt it some other way, like a bad muscle pull or something like that. So they knew the origin of the injury, which made it a little easier to deal with. I asked Alex, did you listen to the expert commentary that was taking place on that tape at the time between Carpenter and Tubbs? And he said, no, I hit the mute switch, sorry. But Alex does a great job in his 27th year. And it's great to see Ryan Spangler back on the court tonight. Sooners by 10. He swats that one away, but there was a foul Was it before the shot or during the shot?
Forget the foul. Look at the baby that Ryan almost hit with that blocked shot. Now, I'm a father. I've got 2 little kids at home. That was dangerous.
Cameron Clark on the foul. And at the line, Lonnie McClanahan out of Oak Ridge, Tennessee. He played at Kilgore, Texas in the JUCO ranks last year, where he was an All-American. Only his 3rd point tonight. He's averaging 12.
We ought to talk just a moment more about Alex Brown. You know, in his 27th year here at OU, he was here all 4 of my years when I played. He does such a great job of being a balance between what the player says and what the coach knows and what the doctors say.
Yeah.
You know, that is not an easy job to be a trainer. You know, is the guy faking it? Is it really hurt? Is he not hurt? Alex does a great job.
Booker's 3 blocked out of bounds. Sooners plenty of time to shoot here, 25 seconds. Do we get a tee? Reger Dowell, it looks like, with a technical. And by the way, one more note on Alex Brown. He's a new grandfather as of last week. So congratulations to Alex.
Technical foul has been called against Reger Dowell to Arlington.
Well, it was a great block on Frank Booker. I'm just not exactly sure what he said.
Don't put Woodard on the line, by the way, if you're the opposing team. That's his first free throw tonight. Jordan's only had 1 basket, but he has racked up 9 assists and a steal tonight. And it just took him 1 to get the feel. Sooners by 9. Possession coming.
You kind of wonder if Jordan, you know, Jordan is still a freshman, but coming off that 24-point game, coming off the emotion of beating your brother, you know, coming off all his family being at the game, and there may be a little bit of an emotional letdown for him tonight scoring, although he's still distributing the ball great.
Spangler for Booker. He got 2 Mavericks off the floor. Cameron Clark wide open for 3. There's your extra pass, Renzai Stone.
Just great offense, making the extra pass, looking, seeing the floor. 2 guys could have shot that ball, but they kept moving it. Just really fun to watch.
Cameron with 22 tonight. Sooners are 50% beyond the arc. McClanahan kicks it left side. Edwards, no rebound there. Brandon Williams kept it alive. Into their bench, Oklahoma basketball, and a chance for their biggest lead of the night.
Well, you see here, 1, 2, 3 around the perimeter. Ball moves faster than people, and if you can make the extra pass, you got a shot at getting an open look.
Somebody's going to have to pick up Billy Tubbs off the floor at home, because Frank Booker just had 2 shot fakes without letting 1 go. And coach loves the way that kid launches the shot. That time he got 2 UTA players off the floor. Cameron Clark is feeling it. That's a 2, and that's 2 dozen for the senior from Sherman, Texas. 70-56, Oklahoma's biggest lead. Reger Dowell looking to answer. Yes, he will. 23 for him. 70-59. OU, by the way, shooting the 3 well. 3 for 4 this half. Whistle. Looks like McClanahan. Still 7 seconds away from the 12-minute media timeout. Woodard, Cousins, Clark, DJ Bennett on the floor now with Booker. Spangler gets a breather.
So we're back where we were when it was 21-10. So what are the Sooners going to do here? It's been even.
Oops. Clark cut into Reger Dowell, stopped, and the pass was behind him. Looked like they were expecting a pop out there.
Yeah, I mean, but this is what the coaches were talking about. When you get a lead, what are you going to do with it? And the Sooners now have a nice little lead. I mean, this is a nice lead.
And Oklahoma won that game Saturday by 10, but Lon Kruger said he thought if they had taken care of business better down the stretch, they might have won that game by 16 to 18 points. Tulsa made some baskets, called some timeouts, committed some fouls, managed to stick around late in that 101-91 game. Reger Dowell. A lot of white shirts between him and the basket. Let somebody else beat you or turn it over as Lonnie McClanahan commits their 10th turnover tonight. 11:46 to go in the game. OU by 11. You're watching Sooner basketball presented by Chesapeake Energy.
from the creators of Eastbound and Down.
10 years, they took a lot away from me.
And Archer.
When you go away, everything changes.
Chosen.
Chosen for what? Nah, stupid, that's my name.
He's coming back. Hard.
I know fools will be playing it like a saxophone. Be like...
Chosen.
With a Ozen.
Premieres Monday, January 13th. Only on FX.
Monday to Friday on Minuto para Ganar, the forecast is rain. And it will be pouring money. Meaning the stars are blazing on the show. That is the perfect place to hang with friends and family for summer fun. Raining cash, blazing stars equals TV's hottest shows. Minuto para Ganar from New York, Monday to Friday, only on Mundo Fox.
Sergeant Pete Hill was a soldier who was used to being in the line of fire.
Which one of you idiots denied my backup? Suddenly I'm thinking consequences.
Now,
Looks like a couple of groupies at a One Direction concert.
his toughest battle
I can't be stuck in rear duty. It's for the guys who can't cut it.
Oh,
will be with his two brothers.
I'm ready!
gotta give me a little bit more warning before you scream directly into my face.
Oh, God.
Enlisted premieres next month on Fox.
Fox Sports Live, nightly on Fox Sports 1.
Welcome back to Sooner Basketball, presented by Chesapeake Energy. OU 8 of 12 since halftime, leading by 11. If you're looking for big savings, nothing offers you more value than GMC. Get power, payload capacity, and fuel efficiency from professional-grade engineering. See your Central Oklahoma GMC dealers. Bob Carpenter with Renzai Stone. OU back up to 51%. 9 of 17 beyond the arc, so a good shooting night. This one may boil down to defensive stops as we go down through these last 12 minutes, and a pretty good matchup. That's a senior Clark and a actually a fourth-year junior in Reger Dowell.
Well, they're both having a pretty good game. Both of them, Clark has shot 16 times, Reger shot 15. They both are the leaders of their team.
Cam averaging 18, Dowell averaging 22 for the team out of the Sun Belt. Here's Booker. Season opening, cuts in, feeds it off. Buddy Hield dribbles into a deuce, and Buddy Hield has 15. 72-59. OU well on its way to its average of 88 a game, or maybe a whole lot more. They've done 101 twice this year.
You know, one of the things that's emerging for this Sooner ball club, Buddy Hield and Cameron Clark, two of the top 5 scoring leaders in the Big 12 so far.
Reger Dowell receives that diagonal pass, elevates for the 3, and what a night he's having. 26 for Reger Dowell. How many guards would OSU have if he was still there? Wow. Here's Woodard. Thought he might go coast to coast. Give it to Buddy. He's got the hot hand, and that's 18 for Hield.
And he's feeling it. He's talking.
Dowell again. A little bit short. Good rebound. DJ Bennett. He did a good job of boxing Cameron Clark off that rebound. Here's Woodard. Hit the rim twice. Dowell the board.
Reger and Hield are going at it.
Jamel Outler, back iron 3. Rebound, Brandon Edwards. That's his forte. See how quickly Woodard got out to at least get in the vision of Reger Dowell. And, well, simply too big. Brandon Williams at 6'10" pays off in a Jamel Outler 3. 8 for him. 10-point game again.
Well, we've already talked about it, but this is where the Sooners really have got to show something.
Well, Arlington bench didn't think that was a foul, but Lonnie McClanahan threw his body in front of Woodard there because that halfway clock was about to expire at the timeline. So 9:44 to go, Oklahoma by 10. Look at the Big 12, and there's a definite Cowboy Sooner flavor to what's going on.
When you can score the ball, it solves a lot of problems. this Sooner club can score the ball. You know, one of the interesting things we're going to see coming up in the Big 12 play, Bob, is it exposed the teams that are frauds from the teams that are for real. You know, about this time of year, you say, man, so-and-so must be really, really good. You know, playing for a team that's 9-1, 8 of the wins are against directional schools. But the Big 12, top to bottom, has had a really, really strong year, and it'll be interesting to see if some of these guys can hold up. Hopefully Clark and Heald can.
Let's have a look at the Big 12, brought to you by Riverwind Hotel. It's what winning feels like. The Big 12 report centers in on the Big 12 SEC Challenge. Right now, the Big 12 leads it 6-3, and the only game yet to be played will be at the Toyota Center in Houston on Saturday, when the Sooners take on the Aggies. And again, for the OU kids, a chance to play on an NBA floor. They played in Dallas, they played in Washington, D.C., and they will get Brooklyn as well, and they'll get Houston. Pretty good stuff.
Well, and when you're 18, 19, 20-year-old kid, which is what all these Sooners are, those are the games that they watch. When you turn about 12 years old, or in the case of Jackson Stone in my home, when you're about 5 years old, you start watching all these NBA games, and when you have a chance to play on one of those courts, it's a big deal. And so Sooners going down to Houston in a couple weeks, that won't be an intimidating place. They've been there already.
Good rotation on those free throws. Jordan Woodard taking care of business. You know what? He's only had 5 points tonight, but he may get double figures from the free throw line by the time this one's done. You know the ball's going to be in his hands as long as OU has the lead.
Well, I said earlier he had a chance for a double-double when he only had 2 points.
Yep.
I hope he doesn't prove me wrong on that.
Well, I think it was a good shot. Another 3-ball, 2 for 2 off the bench for Kyle McElvain. This guy averaging 2 points a game, and he's knocked down a couple of trays tonight. Woodard, guess what? He's fouled. And that'll be a foul on McElvain, who just hit that 3.
Well, McElvain didn't touch him.
Little bailout there. By the way, Oklahoma this half has 2 team fouls. Arlington already has 8. So here goes Woodard back to the line. He's shooting 78%. But this year, he's had 81 free throw attempts. How many freshman point guards come anywhere near something like that? But you got to hit the front end of a 1-on-1. Well, let's see how they can score with Dowell out of the game. That's going to be an OU foul underneath on Frank Booker. That'll be his 3rd. Booker, more of a perimeter guy. There are times when he gets down low and he's a little undersized against guys like Brandon Edwards.
Well, Booker's identity is directly tied to whether he's making shots. He's hit a couple shots tonight, but I like, you know, unlike Isaiah, who's seen body language been off, I like how active Booker's been.
Jamel Outler has 11, and he's hit 3 threes tonight.
Well, here we go again. Sooners got up by 11.
Now they're swarming on defense again. Sitting in that zone. 6-point game, 8:45 remaining.
Yep.
Straight ahead, Neal. 1-touch pass. Buddy Heald. 3-ball, short from the left side. In the corner. Thought McElvain might gun up another. He makes the extra pass. 2 rattles in for Anthony Walker. He has 9. They are right back where they need to be with a long time to go.
From experience, here's what UTA guys are thinking. That's a 3-hour bus ride. We're about to get back into this game and have a chance to win it.
Good rebound, DJ Bennett. That'll be Anthony Walker over the top, and that's his 2nd foul. Nobody in Arlington in serious foul trouble here. Watch number 44 over the back right there. DJ Bennett this year at the line, 10 for 16 total. Nice rotation. 5 points for the 6'8 junior from Chicago. Cameron Clark and Isaiah Cousins back. Ryan Spangler getting an extended breather here.
All right, so it's about 8 minutes left, and I'm looking at Isaiah Cousins. He has scored 6 of his top 7 career highs in the last 7 games.
Spangler back, by the way.
Yeah, I'd like to see Isaiah really step up. It's been a slow game for him. It's a Tuesday night. I talked to Isaiah before the game. He said he had a great semester in school, made all B's.
They're looking for 5 in a row here, and finally McIlvain misses. Cameron Clark, they had gone 4 for 4, 3 of those from beyond the arc. Here's Woodard keeping his dribble, which he does so well. Elevates, drills the deuce, and that was over a big. And Jordan Woodard has 7 points now to go with 11 assists. Catch and shoot on target. Jamel Outler, wow. 14 for him, and that's 5 over his average. He played at Texas Tech a couple of years ago out of Houston Bel Air High School. Buddy Hield for Cousins. Buddy gets the rebound. Wanted to go back up. McIlvain reached in and got the ball. In transition, McIlvain the trailer, but he couldn't get set for the shot. Throws up the floater, and Spangler back in the game with his 6th rebound. Ooh, he's going to shoot a 3. Thought about it for a moment. I don't know if his toes are on the line, but that may be a bit out of Ryan's range. Here's Woodard again. He's feeling it. A little bit long on the back iron. 81-76, 6:45 to go. Good deflection by Cousins. Media timeout at the 6:42 mark. Jordan Woodard, 5 of his 7 points this half, double-digit assists. And you're watching Sooner basketball. It's presented by Chesapeake Energy.
Indulge in the luxuries of London. Stay on par in Paris. Feel the rejuvenation of Rome while tasting cuisine from here to Cairo. It's the magic of Madrid, the bustle of Beijing, the vibrancy of Vienna, and more energy than New York, all in one place. It's a world apart, but not a world away. WinStar World Resorts.
If you thought making good food choices meant comfort food was off the list, think again, because Taco Mayo has created the Tamale Little Big Bowl. Refried beans, Mexicali rice, delicious tamales, chili sauce, shredded cheese, fresh salsa, and pico for just 475 calories. So you get what you want and what you need. Try all of our Little Big Bowls at Taco Mayo. Little on calories, big on satisfaction.
Okay, so you're a working adult and thinking about going back to school, but you feel it might be out of reach. Fortunately, there's the University of Oklahoma Outreach, a continuing education program for working adults like you, meaning you can get a degree online and in the classroom with options including nights and weekends. Give your career that credible boost it needs with a reputable degree at a realistic price. Your degree is within reach with OU Outreach. Apply today at ououtreach.org.
Pelicans, Warriors, tonight on Fox Sports New Orleans.
Special thanks to our cornerstone television partners, Chesapeake Energy, WinStar World Resorts, Anheuser-Busch, OU Outreach, OU Alumni Association, OU Medicine, and the OU Presidents Associates.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a December test for Lon Kruger and his Sooners. Sooner Hoops with Lon and Toby Rowland, 5:30 on Wednesday. Fox Sports Southwest, Fox Sports Oklahoma in the morning on Thursday, and then Fox Sports Oklahoma again Friday evenings. Toby does a great job with Lon and Sherry Cole, and we enjoy that on a weekly basis. 5-point game running down to the 6.5-minute mark here in the second half. This keeps up. Pretty soon we might be saying so-and-so left in regulation. Reger Dowell, 29. From three-point range, he's 5 out of 9. Almost got the steal, almost got a foul. Here's Woodard, bouncing off defenders. Man, he goes right into the danger zone, doesn't he?
Jordan does such a good job getting to the hoop. I really like how he seems to be a magnet for getting fouled, and I think that's great. You and I were talking during the break about a test for the Sooners. That's really what this is turning into.
Yeah.
And when I think about the season they've had so far, they're sitting here at 9-1 tonight. They're they're now on everybody's radar. People in the Big 12 are talking about them. Jordan's the national freshman player to watch.
They got votes this week in both polls.
Got votes, so they're on the verge of popping into a top 25 poll. They're going down to Texas A&M to play in Houston in an NBA arena. Then they get 3 or 4 days off for the holiday. And then they play another game on the 30th. Finals were last week. I'm trying to paint a picture here of this game may have just been kind of lost in all of that. I mean, and it's just the middle of the week, you know, and there's nothing going on. These guys are they're going to Outback at night and, you know, hanging out, going to the movies. There's no school, so their routine is different.
Jordan Woodard misses both. He's only 3 for 7 tonight, and the Sooners are getting all they want from a team picked 7th in a mid-major conference. Didn't turn into an alley-oop, but Brandon Edwards able to grab it with 2 Sooners nearby. We're 81-81 with under 6 minutes to go.
When coming out of the timeout, you and I were sitting here, and I was thinking this could go either way.
Here's Buddy Hield, and he'll get a blocking foul called on Anthony Walker, baseline left. Hey, this is college basketball, man. It's in Division I. There are so many different schools out there at different levels who can get you on any night.
Well, it's a game of runs. I mean, that's what's fun about basketball. It's not trading points. It's almost always a game of runs. At the 12:38 mark, OU was up by 14. And here we are 6 and change later. It's a 1-point ball game.
Buddy Hield with his 19th of the night. Frank Booker back in. Woodard sits. And Jordan looks a little weary as he goes down to the end of the bench and stoops over, grabs his knees, talking to Alex Brown. We hope nothing's wrong. Oklahoma not making its free throws. We had a lane violation on Cousins or a foul. It'll be Cousins first. But Oklahoma only has 14 fouls. 5:42 to go, OU by 1. And we may be doing a seesaw thing here for the next 5.5 minutes. Reger Dowell, good hedge there by Spangler. Dowell kept his dribble, kicked it to Outler, and that one's long. Boy, look at the elevation of Anthony Walker. Oklahoma gets it. That guy at 6'9", 210, he must have a 7-foot wingspan. Look out. Buddy Hield just able to grab it. Cameron Clark rolls it in for a deuce. And for Clark, 26. Reger Dowell has 29. He has to pass it off. Coming to take him on, Frank Booker, but it rolled in for Brandon Edwards, and he has a dozen. OU by 1. Diagonal pass. Buddy Hield almost left it. Tried to go to Spangler. Ryan had the ball ripped out of his hands. And it'll be Oklahoma with 25 to shoot.
You know, OU is just playing like their feet are in mud right now. And UTA is playing like they're running downhill.
They are quick and athletic. That zone has served them well since the first 10 minutes of this game. Although OU shooting 51%. Booker left corner, 3-ball. Close. Spangler kept it alive for a moment. Sooners had it, and here comes Reger Dowell. Reach in by Cousins.
I just love the way UTA is playing. You know, when you're a team like UTA and you're coming to Oklahoma, you're going to Kentucky, or you're going to University of Texas, you have nothing to lose when you go into those games. These guys got up today in their own bed, they got in a car, and they came to the gym.
They have lost at Boise, at Kentucky, at Robert Morris, at Eastern Michigan. Those last 3 were all on the same road trip. And then, of course, just by 3 points, in a game you noted, they could have won 72-69 at Texas.
I watch guys like Reger Dowell play, and I say that kid doesn't like losing.
Yo-yo dribble, Kicks it off with a three-point guy, and that's a travel. They don't want Kyle McElvain putting it on the floor. They want him shooting. He's the kind of guy who needs to have his feet ready when the pass comes to him.
Well, he's on borrowed time by still being in the game, but he's coming. He hit a couple shots. Scott Cross liked what he saw. He's giving him a shot to play a little bit.
Cam Clark in trouble. Barely missing, stepping on the line, Woodard.
Sooners just out of sorts.
Finally get it into the attacking zone. Here's Cousins. Woodard, left corner. Cameron Clark. Big shot. Clark with 29 to match Reger Dowell. And the Sooners lead by 4. Clark is 5 out of 7 beyond the arc. OU smelling a steal. Couldn't get it. Air ball. Spangler the rebound. That's his 7th board of the night. And a good stop by OU.
OU needs to either get to the line or get a layup. The tendency in situations like this is the fans want to see a 3 and the players want to see a 3. The team's a little tired. You look at Jordan, he is breathing heavy out there.
He was looking right at Coach Kruger, and I thought Long was going to call a timeout just to keep his point guard on his feet. Here's Cousins feeding Spangler. He'll go to the line on a foul by Anthony Walker, his 4th. Oklahoma tonight shooting free throws. 12 of 19. 3:01 to go, OU by 4. And you're watching Sooner basketball presented by Chesapeake Energy.
Is saving money better than not saving money?
Yeah!
Okay, if you save enough money, what would you do with it?
I would buy an island made out of candy.
An island made out of candy?
It would be like sand full of sugar.
Sand full of sugar?
The water can be made out of like soda. When you take a shower, it can be made out of like hot fudge.
Ooh.
What about the animals? What would they be made out of?
I'm assuming they'd be made out of candy.
It's not complicated. Saving is better. Switch to AT&T, and your family can save up to $100 a month with Mobile Share.
When Rick's boss isn't looking, he and his coworker play an intricate game Rick invented. It's called Hit Barry with Paper. When asked for his opinion, Rick gives it. He leaves the butt kissing to the butt kissers. And when Rick says he'll handle dinner, homeboy delivers big. Rick's a pioneer. He inspired us to put 3 cheeses in our new 3-cheese stuffed crust pizza. Greatest stuffed crust ever? Spoiler alert. Yeah. $12 for a large? Man, that's low. Or get any unstuffed pizza for 10. Go for greatness. Pizza Hut. Make it great.
Welcome back to Sooner basketball presented by Chesapeake Energy. 3:01 to go. OU and Texas Arlington in some kind of battle tonight. Just for a little reset, each coach has 3 timeouts remaining. Possession arrow belongs to OU. And we've got some guys winded. Here's Woodard. This is when he was looking at Lon Kruger, and I thought the coach might call a timeout because it looked like this guy was teetering there.
I mean, he was breathing hard, and one of the things that this game has been, we haven't had a ton of fouls throughout the game. I mean, there have been a few more in the second half than the first half, partner, but, you know, Jordan just was kind of exhausted on his feet. You can see him right now. He's still a little tired.
And that was the possession where OU eventually swung the ball around to the right side, got it to Spangler on the right block. He was fouled, and Ryan goes to the line. 14 points, 7 rebounds, 2 out of 4 at the line tonight.
Well, let's talk about Ryan. You know, as the season progresses in the Big 12, and I'll tell you what, the Big 12 is great this year. #1 in the RPI ranks so far. You know, just taking it to the SEC so far. But towards the end of these games, what Ryan Spangler just did that one time, he needs to do 2 times down the stretch every time, which is make free throws, or he's not going to be able to play in the game.
Look at that. That is huge for his psyche and for the ball club. Sooners by 6, under 3 minutes to go. Where's Reger Dowell? Bottom of your screen if you're watching at home and you feel like guarding it. He'll flash around to this side and receive that pass. A lot of traffic in front of him. Spangler steps out to hedge. Buddy Hield tries to stop him. Dowell takes a little bit of contact, heard the whistle, and threw up a floater. Buddy Hield on the foul. It'll be just his second.
Well, the Sooners got the memo. Do not let Dowell get it anywhere easy. And
Pardon me, Buddy with his third there.
That was a very difficult play that Reger Dowell just had to make to get to the hoop.
Missing the free throw, his third of the night. He had made the previous two. Texas Arlington, 5 out of 6 shooting free throws tonight. So the Sooners have had 15 more attempts at the stripe. Coaches will tell you, though, that tends to happen to you when you're on the road. Nobody knows why, it just does. That's 30 for Dowell, his second 30-point game of the year.
And OU is going for tempo. They're going to try to get a good shot. You know, again, get the ball to Clark, see if he can reverse it around. There's a little confusion going on right now. I'm getting Buddy to the free throw line now. And we may be seeing alley-oop.
Here it is. Nowhere near catchable. Cousins. Did Dowell make that second free throw? Okay, now they've corrected the score. It was 89-83 for a long time, and somebody forgot to put it up there over at the scorer's table. We follow them, and it's a 5-point game now, 2:09 to go. In the corner, Shaquille White-Miller. Taken away by Hield momentarily. Dowell gets it back, feeds the post. Sooners defend well on Brandon Williams, keeping him from knocking in the layup. They get a fresh shot clock, but it is still a 2-possession game.
Well, and I might say, Reger, you should have shot that because you passed it to a freshman.
Takes him a minute to get it in. Dowell, Cam Clark, and Cousins paying attention to him. And Spangler's out there too. So somebody's got to be open. It's the guy in the left wing. Outler with a tough shot. Knocks it down. Timeout Arlington. And Jamel Outler has 17 points, 12 of them in the second half.
Outler is just a good player. You know, he's only shooting the ball 30% on the year from the field, but his three-point shooting is actually better. And what a shot that was! And look at this bench. This bench is saying, "We got a chance to win this still."
3 years ago at Texas Tech, he scored a total of 24 points in 11 games. Last year, 7 points, 1 rebound for Texas Arlington. Our upcoming Sooner athletic events brought to you by Red Carpet Charters, the official motor coach carrier of OU Athletics. So the guys are in Houston against A&M, Monday the 30th against La Tech, and then it's conference play at Austin, home against the Jayhawks and the Cyclones. So that's 2 of the 3 top teams in the league in that early going.
So, you know, earlier this year, it seemed like the Sooners were playing every other day. I mean, this seemed like there were games 3 and 4 times a week. There's going to be a great opportunity for these Sooners to practice here pretty soon. They're going to get a couple days off over the Christmas holiday, but today's the 17th. They only have 2 games before January 4th when they open up against Texas. I can promise you, especially with school being out, these guys are going to get in the gym. They're going to try to fix some of these problems they're having, like the shoes. Is that the problem? No, the problem's actually defense.
Evidently his shoes got tired. So Woodard able to hang in there, but he's got to replace the sneakers. So OU's in the bonus. They have committed 16 fouls. The possession arrow belongs to the Sooners. 96 seconds to go. OU averages 88. They're 1 over that. Arlington came into this game averaging 82 points a game, giving up 80 and a record of 4-6 because of a murderous road schedule that we have chronicled for you tonight. But they played Texas tough on the road. They did get blown out at Kentucky by 29 points, but they've been competitive in all the others.
But this team has been on the road. They've been down. So this is just another game they've been down.
They're all hopping on the balls of their feet in that zone. Shot clock's going to go down to about 15 before the first pass from Woodard to Heald. Back to Jordan. Cameron Clark couldn't get open. Shot clock at 8. Buddy Heald. Back to Woodard. Time for him to look to penetrate, maybe. He'll kick it, and Buddy Heald misses. Rebound, Brandon Edwards. 2-point game in the last minute. Here comes Reger Dowell.
And I didn't like that shot on the other end. They didn't get into the middle. They shot a baseline jumper. No chance at offensive rebound.
Dowell changes his dribble to the left. Cameron Clark almost got a piece of it. And we have a foul on OU down on the baseline. Looks like Cousins with his third. The good news is the ball was not in Reger Dowell's hands, but Brandon Edwards is an 81% free throw shooter. Cam Clark tried to stay with that to get the held ball, and Reger able to rip it out of there and still make a no-look pass.
I just love how Reger's playing. He's just such a tough kid. He commands authority when he has the ball.
Brandon Edwards, 13th point of the night. More known for his rebounding. He has 7 on the night.
Getting a little snippy under there. Sooners don't like only being up 1 with 40 seconds left, but the UTA Mavericks have come to play. Scott Cross trying to figure out what was going on underneath. There's Brandon Williams explaining to Cameron Clark the finer points are coming back.
Seven-second differential in the clocks in a tie game with 40 seconds remaining.
Well, UTA's been here against Texas, but the good news, OU's been here too. Seton Hall, Michigan State.
Lon Kruger, timeout, his third with 30 seconds to go. Each team has called it 3 times.
So as a coach, as a player, you get in the huddle and you really want to see that confidence from a coach in a close game like this. And one of the things that Sooner fans I know love about Lon Kruger is he's been in a bunch of these games in his career. So what he's doing right now is he and the coaches are talking about, okay, we got 30 seconds left, 24 on the shot clock. How are we going to get these guys ready to make this last shot? And so he'll walk in there, it'll be calm, collected. You know, the guys right now are probably talking about making sure they rebound and try to get a last shot. Lon Kruger will draw up a good play. Sooners hopefully will get a good shot.
Well, Renzai talked about the lack of action between now and conference play. Tonight's the 17th. OU women against Samford on Sunday the 29th, and then the men against Louisiana Tech. They were in town Saturday to play OSU in Oklahoma City in the All-College. They'll make a return visit up here to Norman. That'll be our next telecast on the 30th.
I mean, I think, partner, when you start looking at what's going to happen, Jordan Woodard's going to get it out front. If I were drawing up a play, I would figure out a way. I'm like a broken record on this.
Keep going.
I would draw up a play and get it to Cameron Clark, for goodness sake, and Cameron turn around and go make a play at the hoop. And if you get 2 guys caving in on you, drop it to the guy with 2 zeros on his chest, Spangler, because he's going to get fouled. Although, you know, Spangler's not a great free throw shooter. I just think Cameron Clark or Buddy Heald are going to be the guys to take this shot. I don't like Jordan Woodard's offense tonight, and that's what I'd look for.
Here we go, Woodard on the handle. 6-second differential in the clocks. Mavericks continue to bounce on the balls of their feet in that 1-2-2 zone. Clark this side with Cousins. Buddy Heald left wing. Spangler down low left block. He was looking to set a pick for Clark. Cam will drive it baseline left, and he'll be fouled. That appears to be on Brandon Edwards. That'll be only his second.
Well, the right guy got the ball. I mean, Cameron Clark is a guy that I trust with the ball. He's a guy that I think is going to make a good decision.
Arlington with a timeout, 9.7 seconds to go. Cameron Clark he'll be at the line to shoot a couple because double-digit fouls this half on Texas Arlington.
Well, Also, OU, in all likelihood, is going to jinx it, but Cam's a good free throw shooter. Make a couple free throws, get back, and then the key is not to foul. You do not want to foul. So I would bet, I'll tell you what, if I was UTA, the way the Sooners have played defense tonight, I would say we are not calling timeout if he makes that second bucket. I would give that ball to Reger Dowell, and I would say get out of his way. I'd say, Reger, you want to take a three to win it? You take a three. If you want to take it to the hole, whatever it is, you've got the ball in your hand. And I'd have one of these big kids, Williams or Edwards, set a screen for him and let him try to create something.
Well, a lot of coaches feel you are more apt to score if you got the defense running backwards rather than giving a timeout, and then they set things up. So the Sooners 14 of 21 tonight. Cameron Clark, second 30-point game of the year. He had a career-high 32 against Michigan State. Now Lon Kruger will use his fourth timeout.
Well, the way the Sooners have played defense tonight, I'm sure Lon's saying, okay, guys, whether he makes or misses, get yourselves all the way back on defense. Find your man. I mean, this is all about not fouling also. You know, there's going to be a temptation. The way Reger Dowell's played tonight, there's going to be a temptation to foul him when he's coming back. And if Cameron Clark makes his second free throw, I would say, you cannot foul under any circumstances when Reger Dowell is taking the ball to the hoop. Sure. We're going to go, you're going to get your feet down, and if he makes it, we'll go to overtime, but do not foul that kid as he's driving towards the hoop. Hey, you want a wild card? Outler. Yeah. What if they kick to him for a three? That would be a nice play to draw.
Well, he's 5 out of 11 beyond the arc tonight. The important thing now, Cameron Clark to put the Sooners up by 2. That is big. Here we go. Final 10 seconds. Into the hands of Shaquille White-Miller. Reger Dowell can't get a shot. Timeout with 2.1 to go. Called from the bench.
I got to tell you, I love that timeout by Scott Cross.
He saved the game.
Oh, he did save the game because Reger Dowell was not going to pass that ball. He had 2 Sooners on him. He was going to put it up, and that was a great call from Scott Cross.
Reger Dowell was surrounded by 3 Sooners. He was hoping to lean in, maybe get a foul call on a shot. But you and I both know, after watching this game for so many years, officials do not want to decide the game. They want a shot made or missed to decide the game, and he was not going to get that call. So the timeout with 2.1 seconds to go.
No, I thought it was good defense. One of the things the Sooners did is instead of switching, they just both stepped up on Reger and didn't let him have an angle. And so they were going to make somebody else beat him. You know, in the course of a regular game, you would just switch that play, and then Reger would have a chance to beat somebody. But they set a trap. I thought it was a good call from the bench. I'm sure that's what Lon said. If there's an on-ball screen, trap him.
Here's an interesting note. It looks like Kyle McIlvain has checked in. So here's Dowell completely stopped and surrounded. And the shot clanged off. But they are checking in, it appears, McIlvain. So if everybody goes to Dowell, they could throw it to him for a 3. But there's not a whole lot of time to do much of anything. Sooners by 2, 2.1 seconds to go.
I'd go down with Dowell.
3-point shooter's going to pop out. They go 15-footer. It is missed. Brandon Edwards missing. And Oklahoma survives by 2.
Oh my gosh. Everybody let out a sigh of relief and then a cheer.